Hi everyone! The purpose of this video is to help you identify what thrips looks like. This white powdery in the plant on my orchid are my insecticide. Actually, this is my first time to see the thrips. Those are the black, thin, very tiny, small moving in my orchids. And the first thing that I thought was to grab my insecticide, and the only thing available in my possession was the powder one, so that's why I have to spray it with alcohol, then spray the powder. So you can see the black spot inside the bud there. Yeah, and the first thing that I noticed with this one, this is a Chantilly mix orchid, Chantilly Rose. Anyway, the first thing I noticed is there's bites on the outside of the bud itself, and near it is the plant that has buds too, that the newer ones didn't, the baby buds didn't develop. And I also found next to it in the pergola another plant that's in bloom, and now it's got thrips in it. And I also found blooms that are near the pond that has thrips. So you see these black spots there. See, it's moving and it's really in action, and they're crawling in this orchid, and I cannot believe it. I have to isolate this one from the pergola, but I know there are thrips there probably still in the pergola that I need to spray all of my collections there. So this is an adult mature thrips. Yeah, they can fly from one plant to the other, so I have to spray them all. And I actually use an organic one. I have orthine, but the orthine is very strong. But if this organic spray that I have doesn't work, then I have to do the orthine. So I just want to share this with you, because I myself only saw videos and people talking about their buds blasted because of thrips. But when I saw this, and after this, I can actually already identify what thrips look like. They look like small ants, but the ants is a lot bigger. And there's that white one. It's like a baby thrip. It's not mature yet, that's why it's pale looking. And I cannot even believe it as I was doing the video that I catch this one too. So don't be alarmed with that white powdery in the orchid stems, because those are my insecticide. For some reason I only got the powder because that was the only available insecticide for thrips at the store. So, and then I'll be buying another liquid ready to spray at the Home Depot, an organic one, and that I'm gonna use. And then buy something concentrated one, because it can get very expensive if you have the ready to use spray. Buy in the Amazon the concentrated one, so all you have to do is mix it. So this is it, the one I use, the powder. It's an organic one, Captain Jack's Dead Back. I cannot tell you if it works yet, but I'm gonna give this one a chance to work for my plants to kill the thrips. But we'll see. If this doesn't work, then I definitely use the orthine, and it really says that it works for thrips. Yeah, caterpillars and beetles. So this is a powder one. I'm not very excited with the powder one, so I'm gonna switch to liquid. But make sure that the weather is not rainy, because sometimes I just need to spray it, and after how many hours it rains, or the next day it rains. So yeah, so this is when the powder got uh, rain down. So the rain, for some reason that night, rained down, so you can see the outer layer of this bulb has bites on it. This is how I identify that something wrong with the orchid, my Chantilly Rose hybrid. And it makes it's not ready to open yet, but because the thrips crack open the side and tried to eat them, it started to open, and the petals are not perfect color. They have bites in them, and there's still thrips in that too. So once you identify the thrips, you'll be able to just, tell it when something happened to your plant, to your orchid. And I wanna also specify that this does not only attack your orchids, it attacks also your other plants, your non-orchid plants. So if you got time, spray the non-orchid plants as well, because they just fly from one plant to the other. So they open, but yeah, not too perfect. This is another plant next to it in the pergola that I found out. See, there's already a blasted bud, that there's strips in there too. So this one had opened, but not as perfect. See, there's that white, black. That's the thrips there. Yeah. So they really damage the orchids, especially the buds and the blooms. And I'm gonna show you the one with already blooms. It already opened up, and yet thrips are still crawling all around the petals and stuff, and it's near the pond. And yeah, it chose that plant to feed. This one I'm not sure, but I have a feeling it's also thrips. It has 4 bud spike, and they dried up, and only few open up. So it's sad, but yeah, things happen. Okay, I was inspecting my plants, the blooms, and what caught my attention on this bud is when you see the petals like something bit it or it thin out, then something is eating it. And you can see those black spots there. They're moving, and they are thrips. These are thrips in action in my plant. And they're all over. They're all over this bud here. See, the bud doesn't look perfect, like something ate it. So yeah, so since I was able to see it's moving, since I was able to find one that's really alive and moving, I can now easily identify thrips actually. And there's also another bug there hiding. So this guy is infested with thrips. Look at the back, there's a very tiny line there. So I'll be spraying this one. Oh my gosh, look, I'm just seeing it now. Those are thrips, and the others you can see probably ants that's moving fast. But yeah, there's thrips in here. Oh my goodness. Damage is not as bad in this one, but it will travel here, and it's probably gonna travel here. But first it's sucking the life out of this petal. See, they're moving. The wind is moving the petals. But those are thrips. Yeah, those are thrips. They're mature thrips. So when I saw the buds that they don't look very healthy, it's like something ate it. Yeah, this is it. These are alive thrips munching on your petals. They're eating, they're feeding. They're not moving because they're feeding. Okay, so I just want you to see that. So I'll be using this Captain Jack's Dead Bug and Organic Spray. I'll be spraying every 5 to 7 days. For how many applications? Then if it doesn't work, then I'll use the Orchid, which I already have. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something here, and yeah, it's something to check on maybe in your plants when you're doing your day-to-day walkthrough. Thank you for watching. Happy growing, and take care of your plants. Bye now.